Hey, welcome to Vlogs from the Dungeon. Now, I want to talk about client meetings today. Now, my situation might be different than yours, but where I live, the way it's usually worked is not everyone needs a client meeting. Some people already know your work, or they just trust you're a professional. They want you to come in and they want you to do their party. I do a lot of those. You've seen a lot of those on my gig logs where I haven't met with them before. Or maybe I just met with them once initially when they were deciding whether or not to go with my services or not. Sometimes I do sales meetings with people. But when it comes down to planning meetings, well, that's not something everybody wants. So what I do is I try to save people money because people are price conscious. If they do not want a client meeting, I'll discount for it. And the price I've came up with just in general for client meetings is $250. So I add that onto my price that I need after I cover all of my costs for my equipment, and I'm paying myself and my music and everything else. It's an extra $250 that's tacked on, which I can discount if they don't want a client meeting. I do recommend client meetings, so I think they're really good. I think it's the best way to get to know your client, to put your client at ease. And you want a relaxed client at your gig. You don't want to show up and have your client nervous, wondering whether or not you're going to be good. You want someone who is relaxed and they know exactly what's going to happen because you've talked about it in meetings. So it's always ideal to do a client meeting. But somebody had said, in fact it was my friend DJ Big Ron, thought my prices were ridiculous for client meetings. And I didn't think so. I thought they were pretty low. Well, the way I figure it in my head for that pricing is that, okay, I figure probably 2 meetings. $50 in gas per meeting, so that's $100, and then $75 for my time. It doesn't seem outrageous to me. Big Ron thought, what are you doing, driving to Canada? Well, let's talk about this for a minute. Now, everybody does it their own way. Some people figure per event, per meeting, well, how far am I going to drive? And they calculate it. Somebody said they calculate on their iPhone how far they have to drive and charge that much. I don't believe in that. I think it's too confusing. What I do believe in is covering your bases. I feel like worst case scenario, I'm going to blow $50 on gas. If I have to drive far, far away, it's $25 each way in an SUV. I've covered at least my fuel. I didn't cover my wear and tear, but I covered my fuel at least. If I don't have to drive that far, well, hey, that's okay, but I've at least covered the cost. A lot of companies do this. They do a flat rate. It costs this much to do that. They don't calculate how far you're going to be. When you get furniture delivered to your house, they don't say, well, if it's on Main Street, it's this much, but if it's on Pennsylvania Avenue, it costs that much. People don't do that. They just do a flat rate. But I will say I'm seeing more and more client meetings because people want special things. They want to be assured, and I think that's a great thing. Again, you got to charge for them. You can't do client meetings and just do it as a freebie. You got to charge. You got to build it into your price somewhere. So that's my vlog from the dungeon today. We'll see you later on tonight. I'll try to shoot some video this evening. We'll try to get some product video out for you. Until then, practice and enjoy.